We're live. YouTube told me that we're live. This is still early in the morning.
It's like 2 weeks in a row. That's how you start.
It's early. I want to wait. We got to stop scheduling stuff for Saturdays. So we can just do it when we want to do it, and not when we have to do it. I don't feel like we have to do this. Don't get me wrong. We enjoy every time we doing this, but we got stuff going on later on today, so we had to do this a little bit earlier. We've got to return a rental car at 11:30. We have to then drive my son and his wife back over to the airport because they're going back home today. Then we're going to drive to Bainbridge Island to spend the night at one of her girlfriend's house with their family. And then tomorrow morning we're going to wake up and go do something special.
But we're not saying it because we
can't say what it is, just in case the kids will watch this. I doubt they will.
I doubt they will.
But just in case, we're not going to say what it is. Just in case, but it's going to be something cool that's going on in Seattle. And then
we drive home.
Sunday we're going to have lunch and then drive home Sunday afternoon. And then I have to do a whole week's worth of work on Monday. Thanks for that. Appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Because Tuesday we're going to go on a camping trip to the Oregon coast to celebrate her birthday. Her birthday was last month. But I told her I wanted to take her to, pardon me, Astoria. She's a huge Goonies fan. If you give her the chance, she'll chant the entire mantra, Goonies mantra, and don't do it. And
I'm not doing it.
And give you the secret handshake.
It's the oath, technically.
Mantra, oath, same thing. Generally speaking, just speaks to your frame of mind when you say it. Anyway, so we're going to do that. We're going to go camping with her parents over on the Oregon coast, and then we're going to visit Astoria that's going to be next week. We'll be back on Friday, and we'll have a live on Friday. Yeah. We'll have a live game on Friday, and then next Saturday we won't have a Q&A because
we have something. We're
going to be taking a firearm safety course over in a town, not too far away, but it's an 8-hour course. So we have to drive over there. It starts at 8 o'clock in the morning, so it's that. Anyway, welcome everybody. Mr. Woods is here. Good morning. Good morning. Gaming with ADHD. Hello, Brian. Good to see you, Brian. We need to start painting again on Fridays. I would love to start doing morning miniature painting with Brian.
I like what you're thinking, but you said the word morning.
Lives. Well, that's when Brian does it.
Okay.
So I'm being flexible, just like I'm being flexible with you every morning. Being flexible with Brian because that's when he does it. And I really enjoyed our time when we did it the last time. When I painted, we both painted the Orc Abomination from Zombicide Green Horde. And so that was a really good time. But one of the reasons why I want to get back to doing that is because, first of all, the reason why is I enjoy doing it, and I think it's cool content. So I want to start doing that again with you, Brian, on Fridays. So as long as you're doing it, let me know if I can be here. Next Friday might not be because we don't know exactly when we're going to get back. We might get back Thursday night.
Right.
But we might stop for the night and then come back Friday morning. So next Friday is nix it. But after that, let's see if we can start doing that again. And the reason is because I just got this unexpectedly from Simon. I just got these unexpectedly from Simon, along with this one. Boom. So all of the Iron Maiden packs, I got it. No, I don't got it. I got it. All of the Iron Maiden packs. These are amazing. These were so cool. And the fact that I wasn't expecting them, they just kind of showed up, was even cooler. But basically, we're going to take a few moments and unbox these real quick because I haven't unboxed them yet, and I waited. I was like, I wanted so badly to open these up when they showed up yesterday, but I had you guys in mind. So we're going to open up these real quick, and we're going to get back to this, everyone. Good afternoon, Vanessa. Good to see you. Blake Kevaney is here. 8-hour course plus an hour drive. Geez, sounds like a nightmare. It's not that big of a deal. The people that we're going to learn from really know their stuff.
Yeah, and
it's the only one in the area.
They believe in teaching to all. Like no, I don't mean to all. I mean like you go into a course and you get all the knowledge.
Yeah, all the stuff.
All the knowledge. They do all of it, and instead of just saying, "Hey, here's a course. Read your pamphlet, sign the papers at the end, and you took a course."
Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna open this real quick, and we are going to be watching the stuff and all that kind of stuff. But we'll get back to him in a little bit.
Yeah, we're coming back to him.
We'll get back to him in a little bit. This is our new Squatch, our new Sasquatch. So we'll get back to him in just a little bit.
Do you want to pull your phone up so you can get a closer shot? You didn't bring a cord, did you?
I didn't bring a cord, but I'll see if my phone will work. I don't know if it will. Sometimes it doesn't. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and open this up, and so that we can kind of see what is to be seen here. So this is pack 2. I'm going out of numerical order. I'm sorry for all of you people where that might drive you up a wall. But this has 5 miniatures and 46 cards, and basically what it is, I don't know if you're aware of it. So it comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 miniatures, and each of the miniatures can be used in multiple games. So if you have those games, it's absolutely cool. For example, Asylum Eddie here can be used in Undead or Alive. It can be used in 2nd edition, or it can be used in Cthulhu Death May Die. Mummy Eddie here can be used in Zombicide 2nd edition, Black Plague, or Ankh, Gods of Egypt, as a guardian. So that just gives you an idea of how these work, kind of. You know what I mean? So let me do this. I think I might need to come over here because
I think it's like that. Yeah.
The picture-in-picture is over here. Anyway, you kind of get the idea, right? So I'm a big metalhead, and I grew up listening to Iron Maiden and all that kind of stuff. So you see here you have notes and rules for Ankh and all of the Zombicide stuff and all that kind of thing. So that kind of gives you an idea of how each of these are going to be used. So here's a couple of the different cards. These look like they are for maybe Massive Darkness, I would imagine, maybe. Not too sure about that. But then you have a whole bunch of cards here. Like there's the Undead or Alive one, where the Shaman Eddie can be out there. And then Zombicide cards. What's that?
I can play the guitar still in that one.
Yeah, that's bassist Eddie. That's really cool. But and then here, this looks like Asylum Eddie. This is for Cthulhu Death May Die. The board here, so that's pretty cool. But the actual, I know I'm making.
I'm like, you are making a mess over here.
Oh, there it is. They have tape on these. They always put tape on these. Like that. And then somewhere over here. That should do it. Do they have them on the sides too? No, they don't. Cool. Alright, so here we go. Let me see if I can get my phone going. Let me make these a little bit more. Hold on for a sec. Because I will, let's see, video capture, my phone, add. Come on, work. Worky, work. Oh, it worked. It works. All right, so let me go to this one, and
no, then you gotta.
There we go. Boom. Bum, bum, bum. There it is now. Now I have it. My bad, my bad. Trying to do too many things at once. That's what happens when you become a one-man show.
I'm standing right here.
I know, but I'm talking about like on the technical side.
Yeah, that's all. Whoa, biscuits!
Well, that's one way to do it. It's all in plastic. Don't worry about it.
I just spilled my tea all over.
No, it didn't get all over.
I'm gonna go get it.
It's a great time for that to happen, though. You weren't on camera. That's amazing timing.
I know. How did that happen?
So let's see here.
Oh, there's a towel here.
Then here is Mummy Eddie. These are just really cool miniatures. That's why I'm taking time to show these off. They're just
good.
cool.
You take your time. I gotta clean this up.
And here is Bounty Hunter.
This is why I put my tea in the to-go container, because I knew I couldn't drink it out of a cup.
So I'm just really geeking out about all this stuff. To have such an iconic character as Eddie, you know, in miniature form, it's just really cool. Bassist Eddie. It's a great pose. Wow. Just so cool.
I made it everywhere. Like, literally.
It's over there. Here's Asylum Eddie. And then we'll move on to another pack here. I showed my son, Michael, and he's a big metalhead too. And he was like, "You're going to paint the trooper, right? You're going to paint the trooper, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm probably going to paint him." So anyway, that's pack 1. So let me scooch back over here to this one. Boom. And we'll get all of this kind of put away. We're not going to put it away right now. We're just going to kind of be gentle, kind of. There we go. It's slightly kind of protected. This one is the one that has the trooper in it. So we're going to do that next. So we have pack 1, which has Undead Eddie, has Samurai Eddie, Pharaoh Eddie, Reaper Eddie, Trooper Eddie, and Cyborg Eddie from Somewhere in Time. So that's pretty cool.
Which was the one Michael was excited about? Trooper Eddie?
Yeah, Trooper. Trooper is like the iconic Eddie, as far as I'm concerned, at least. Maybe other people. That one and Cyborg Eddie are the two that are kind of stuck out the most to me, but get you ideas. So Samurai Eddie can be used in Rising Sun. Zombicide can use the Trooper. Cyborg Eddie, I believe, can be used in Vader. So it's pretty neat. So here we have some Massive Darkness cards for use there, and then you have, this looks like Undead Eddie, the Cthulhu Death May Die, and then this is for Ankh, the Pharaoh Eddie. Here's another one for Ankh, and this is the Rising Sun monster for Samurai Eddie on the back there. Then there's more cards in here, more cards in here. I'm trying to go fast. That's why I'm not showing you absolutely every little thing that is in here. But, oh, that didn't catch. That didn't catch. You got to get inside and go there. Inside. Come on. There we go. Right there. So, Metallica once did a concert with the San Francisco Symphony Orchestra. I know that was one of my favorite concerts to listen. I didn't get to go to it, but it was one of the favorite concerts I got to listen to. And so now we're going to go back to my phone here. And there we go. So here's Pharaoh Eddie. That's just super cool. Even the back has a lot of detail with that scarab on the back. So that's just really neat looking. So that's Pharaoh Eddie. Here's Samurai Eddie. Phone's not really focusing well if I get too close, so I apologize for that. But got a lot of neat detail in it. Simon did a good job with this. And here is Cyborg Eddie from Somewhere in Time. It's really neat. John's Long Box is here. Hello, John. Good to see you. Here's Reaper Eddie. Whenever I see the Reaper, I always think Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Bogus Adventure. Bogus Journey. That's what it was called. Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. You're giving me the face like you've never seen those movies.
I've seen Bill and Ted. I just didn't know that there was a different name than Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is the first one.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey is the second one. And I don't remember what they called the third one. Here's the
I don't know that I saw the third.
No, the third one is the one that just came out.
Oh, I definitely didn't see that.
And here's Trooper Eddie. This is the iconic. Gotta get it to where I can. This is iconic Eddie for me. Carrying the Union Jack in that uniform. Just, it's iconic Eddie for me. So this one's definitely going to get painted. Whether the other ones do or not, they will probably. But that is pack 1 of the Eddies.
You want me to put those away?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not putting them away.
So we'll go back to this. And then we've got one more with 2. And pack 3 only has 2 miniatures in it. It's got Fear Eddie and Wicker Man Eddie. And these are less iconic for me, but they are huge miniatures. Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
So Unknown Monster, this looks like it's, I know, it's Cthulhu Death May Die. So there you have that. So, and then also comes with this. I don't even have some of these games, so I don't actually even care. I don't have Massive Darkness anymore, and I don't have Cthulhu Death May Die.
The cool factor.
Yeah, I cool for the cool factor. I care for the cool factor, but I'm like, let's just get to the minis for crying out loud. So cut that and cut that. And get this ready to go again. Oh. We'll come over here and poof. So here's the Wicker Man Eddie, and as you can see, it's the size of my palm. That's how big this thing is. But here's the Wicker Man. And that's just really neat. You can see the flames coming out of it, and just really awesome. So that's the Wicker Man Eddie. And then the Fear Eddie is also a sizable miniature, but it's also pretty cool as well. So Neato Frito, man, I'm looking forward to these things. Boom and boom. Show.
Where's the lid?
Had to show that to y'all guys.
And we gotta catch up on your chat.
I was really super excited to get those in. But let's go ahead and talk. So, dude, jealous, yeah. I want Fear of the Dark Eddie in the worst way. I understand taking the course is important, but the thought of it is crazy. Yeah, I get that. I understand. But it is something we got to do.
Even when we looked at it, we were like, an 8-hour, 10-hour course?
Yeah.
Oof.
Well, it's really weird because we've gone through registration to register the firearms. We've gone through the CPS, the Concealed Pistol License, CPL. We've gone through that process, and both of those were like
Easy. Done.
Super. I mean, you got to pass a background check, and you know the authorities have to.
They have to know who you are, and where you are, and what you've done in your past, which we don't have a problem with.
Yeah, so. We don't have a problem with all that. And then an 8-hour course was just like, what we could do all of that without the 8-hour course, and that's what didn't make sense to us.
You can do all of that, and then be like, I'm ready to go, and never
even taken a class. But that's not what we're about. We want to be safe. We want to be smart about it, and we're trying to do this for the right reasons. They're tools, they're not toys. So we're trying to, it's kind of, in my opinion, it's like trying to operate a chainsaw without ever having to operate a chainsaw before.
Right, or
you don't
driving without taking the test, or driving without taking a course,
so
or
you can do it the smart way, or you can do it the dumb way, and we're trying to do it the smart way. ADHD keeps distracting me. I always remember it at the last minute. No worries, dude. No worries at all. I'll ping you. Okay, good. Thank you, Brian. Oh, fine. Just brag, why don't you? No, it's not a brag. It's like geeking out, man. Let's see. No sound. We fixed that. Killers Eddie. Whoa, what happened? Oh, no. Oh, no, what?
What happened?
I have no idea. I once poured... Oh,
me.
She's talking about her. Yeah, okay.
I spilt said tea on the boxes that are over here.
This is why I keep mine way
I kept it way over here. I don't even know why I was going over here. I don't remember what happened.
Blake says, I once poured soda down my shirt at work.
Eesh.
Yeah, I've done a lot worse than that at work before. I had to... And I wasn't able to go home. That's the bad thing.
That's the worst one.
Metallica once did a concert with San Francisco Symphony Orchestra. John Zombox is here. Glad to catch you live. Good to see you, John. Vanessa, I have a t-shirt with Pharaoh Eddie on it. That's super awesome. Blake, I've only been to 2 concerts, both K-pop. Do you know what K-pop is?
Oh, I know what K-pop.
Okay. That seems anticlimactic after I just got through showing a bunch of Iron Maiden stuff. You step up with your K-pop concerts? Come on, brother. You can do better.
I bet they were great concerts.
But Metallica is going to be in Seattle.
Yeah, we can't go.
Man, for 2 nights in a row.
We can't go.
Anyway, it's too expensive. That's what we've come to. I used to be able to go see Metallica for like $20.
Right.
No, maybe it was 40. But still, I looked at tickets for these things. It ain't $40 anymore. It's like you gotta be rich or you gotta save to be able to go to them. I mean, and I don't mean like save like in put a couple of bucks away here and a couple of bucks away. I'm talking like concerted effort.
Right. Speaking of concerted effort to save for your concerts, we have a friend. I don't know if you're watching.
I don't even know the. I don't even. What's the name of the group? I don't even know the group.
Hanson.
What?
I think.
No.
I swear.
Hanson?
I think so.
I don't know what it is.
I don't know. I have a girlfriend who has gone to over 100 concerts of the same band.
Of the same band. And
of the same band.
It's like you're not watching different shows.
No, but they were in different locations, like Jamaica, and she's been all across, traveling around, following them, and gone to many, over 100. Jessica, if you're watching, you can tell us the right number. Over 100 concerts of the same band, and we were talking just about how we have to save for the things we like, and you choose what you save your money for.
Yeah,
I am just in awe of her being able to choose that as a
loyalty.
Yeah,
that's
straight
like
up.
Literal loyalty.
Yeah,
I think I read somewhere that she works for their. She
volunteers at their nonprofit, I think.
Volunteers? I thought she worked for. I thought that was her job now. She works for their nonprofit.
I don't know. I haven't.
Anyway, she's a
good person.
She's a
cool gamer.
Lady. Yeah, Face the Music. That's the third one. For Bill and Ted Face the Music. So you got Bill and Ted, Excellent Adventure, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey, and then Bill and Ted's Face the Music. And the Face the Music one is the one that just came out.
Do you think our kids have seen Bill and Ted?
No.
No.
I think Aiden has, but I don't think yours.
I don't think mine. I think we should.
Because you only showed them like musicals and Broadways. Come on, you don't let them.
Sci-fi.
You don't
and
let them
Star
enjoy
Trek
life.
and Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
Oh, sorry, I fell asleep a little bit.
You're the worst.
Lord, I'm sorry, but Harry Potter is just Star Wars revamped, rethemed. That's all it is. The internet says so.
The internet's wrong.
No, I don't think so. Anyway, let's see here. I want Fear Eddie so bad. Yeah, this is one of those things where it was just like I had seen them before. I knew they were coming out with them, but I was like, well, I'm not going to really buy those because
you don't have a lot of.
I don't have a lot of those games, so I'm not going to buy something that I don't have the game for. But they sent them to me as review copies.
And when he got that box, his face just...
I was like, wow, that's so awesome. So thank you very much, Simon. I am going to do videos on them. Yeah, but I mean, this is one of those things where sometimes, and this hasn't happened to me yet, but I remember, because I'm not big enough, but at the Dice Tower, we got so many review copies in, so many. At some point, it just becomes too much. And you're like, oh, okay, cool, I got another review copy in. But something like this, and something that we got, like the box we opened from 25th Century the other day, I was like, this is amazing. This is amazing. So amazing. It's generosity, and I know on their end, it's more like it's kind of a part of their marketing budget, and it's part of their all that, and I get it. But for me, and I guess for Jess, I don't know, I can't speak for her, but for me, it's like this is generosity.
It's an honor.
This is it's an honor because you've taken part of your overhead and given it to me so that I can help you talk about it.
Yeah, it's amazing. And we are so grateful.
I get it. So it's taking away from your profits though. So that's
very grateful.
Really cool. We're grateful. Channel's blowing up, John says. Good for you. Thank you, John. I appreciate that. The 3 Gen Con videos helped, I think, that I put up last week. Each of those have just over 2,500 views each. So that helped a lot, and I think that got us a lot of traction. We've got a lot of subscribers added over the last couple of weeks.
And we're very grateful.
Yeah,
thank
we're
you.
super grateful, and we appreciate all of the support. So thank you. Just noticed Jesse's awesome shirt. Another favorite band of mine. Yeah, I've got one too. We went to go see. This is the last concert we went to. As a matter of fact,
this is the only concert we've ever.
Well, together, yeah. Yes. But this is the last one we've both been to, and it was Slaughter, Great White, and Queensryche, and that was the act lineup. Slaughter opened up first, and then Great White came on, and then Queensryche was the
it was so much fun.
Great concert. So that is they're a great band too. So
much fun.
Very much so. John says, just got my pistol permit. It took 2 years.
What?
Depends on what state you're in.
Oh yeah, true.
It depends on what state you're in. Yeah, which is totally strange because Washington State is one of the
insert
eye roll.
Yeah,
insert
eye roll.
It's one of the more restrictive states as far as firearms are concerned, and they're really starting to pinch down on that.
Right.
And all we had to do was send in some paperwork.
Yeah.
And pay a fee and wait, and it took less than 2 weeks.
Yeah.
For our background check to come through.
Yeah. And it amazes me that they don't require more.
More. But, I mean...
Based on the history of our state.
I mean, be careful what you ask for, but...
That's why we're doing this now.
I mean, all of that just makes it harder for law-abiding citizens to get firearms. It's easy for people who are breaking the law.
Oh, yeah.
To get firearms.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they just walk around the corner and they know who to talk to.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Anyway, not going to go into all that. Pharaoh Eddie is iconic for me. You rock, Sam. Thank you, David. Pharaoh Eddie is iconic. I mean, Yeah. I mean, all of them are iconic in some way, shape, or form, especially if you're an Iron Maiden fan. So there you go. Risto Alpius says, in here, concerts are expensive, but then you want food and or beer and drink, and that gets so expensive. You're right.
That is the key of any event, whether it's a concert or a hockey game or sports event.
We did just a couple of weeks ago. We went and did a fundraising event.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where my son's football league has a thing set up with the Gorge, which is a
concert venue,
outdoor
amphitheater
concert venue that's here in the valley, and so the parents can man one of the concession stands at the Gorge during an event, and we get, I think, 60% or 50% of the proceeds
of all the sales.
Of all the sales. And that goes to the league to help pay for uniforms and equipment bags and travel expenses and all that other kind of stuff. So league fees and all that kind of thing. So we did that, and the amount of money that people were dropping on just drinks. We're not talking about protein. We're not talking about carb. Well, we're talking about a truckload of carbs, but we're not talking about protein that's going to sustain you. We're just talking about drinks.
It was hot and people were thirsty.
It was like 100 degrees out there. Yeah. People were thirsty, which is also bad because you're drinking a whole bunch of alcohol and you're dehydrated.
Sugary things.
And it's horrible for your body. But people were dropping $150 and walking away with 4 drinks. And 2 of those drinks are shots.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I mean, it
was really crazy.
Nuts.
But that goes to say, when we go to those events, any of those events, sometimes the entrance fee is less than, because there's 5 of us. So
and very often it's less.
Even when we go to the movies.
Yep.
We go to the movies, it's cheaper for us to just go to the movie than when we get to the concession stand.
Yep.
Because then we get the popcorn and we get the drinks and somebody gets an ice cream.
And we're talking 5 people.
And there's 5 people. Yeah. So.
And we share. So it's really only 4 people.
That's more expensive.
And it's more than it costs to get in. So you're absolutely right. That's where it is.
You got a budget.
They take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Vanessa says, love Bill and Ted. Yeah, we do too. John Zollenbach says, I can't believe that I needed to be investigated and licensed to get my constitutional rights. Well, I get what you're saying, John, and it's not that I don't disagree with you. It's not that I don't agree with you, but I'm just not going to get into that here. But we can have that conversation some other time. But I get what you say. I don't mind personally. I'll just say this: I don't mind personally going through that background check.
No.
Because I don't want those things in the hands of people that aren't going to follow the law with them. That's what I don't want. And if I have to step through that hoop, fine, I'll do that. But that's all I'm going to say. Mm-hmm. That's all I'm going to say, and we'll move on. Ghost is a much watch in concert if you get the chance. Totally awesome. Ghost is I haven't ever listened to their music. I can't get past their persona, if that makes sense. I can't get past how they look. They seem, and I get the theatrical aspect of it. I get all of that. It's not unlike how Kiss used to be and how they actually went back to being. I get the theatrics of it. I just can't get past how they look. They look very anti-Christian. They look very, very much. They look, and I feel weird because I know people used to say this about Kiss, and it was just theatrics, but they look very evil. That's just the way it, to me. That's just a personal thing. So personally, I can't get past how they look. I haven't ever even listened to their music. I have a bunch of friends on Facebook that are always posting pictures of them. I know they're very popular. I just can't get past how they look. So that's on me. I'm just not, and I'm not judging their music or anything like that. I can't get into it. But cool. Glenn just says, totally agree. Concert tickets for popular artists are ridiculous. My daughter wants to go to Taylor Swift.
Oh, goodbye to your cash.
We were just in Seattle 2 weeks ago. The day before.
No, there was a concert that night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The day before the concert at night. We were. Right.
She was in town 2 nights, and we were in there during that time.
And there were Swifties everywhere. And my son's wife Bruna is a Swiftie
and went to the concert.
Told us the story of how my son drove her to the concert and then dutifully, like a good husband, waited in the car for her.
He did. Good job,
because she bought her ticket a long time ago. And then when it was decided that he would be able to go with her, it was sold out.
Yeah.
So he drove her down and then waited in the car and then drove her back.
But yes, Taylor Swift concert tickets
were everywhere, including fathers of Swifties that were wearing T-shirts that said fathers can be Swifties too, or something to that effect. And I was like, all right, dude. You do you, brother. But listen to this. $1,500 for one seat. Nosebleed. You can't even see Taylor Swift. $1,500. Are you insane?
Wow.
I wouldn't pay $1,000 for both of us to go see Metallica. And all of the opening acts. They have 3 bands opening up one night and 3 different bands opening up the other night. And they're all super good bands.
Yeah.
That's 7 bands for $1,000. Or we can go see Taylor Swift.
One of us.
And the other person has to wait in the car in the parking lot.
That's a lot of ka-ching.
Wow. I'm in the wrong business. I couldn't do that anyway. I couldn't be Taylor Swift. I don't have the physique. Have to go to the gym a lot.
That was amazing.
Let's see. To charge that, and it eliminates half their fans from going. Exactly. That's what it does. You literally, when you charge that much money, you are not allowing.
And that's probably part of your biggest fan base.
But let's not. We're jumping off the deep end here. We have to remember, they have to charge.
Yeah.
Now, again, I'm not alleviating all of it because there are a lot of artists out there that don't charge this much for their tickets. But part of that is how much the venue costs.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How much the union, how much the union's charging to man all the concession stands. How much, this person charges to do all the lights and do all the
72,000 people per concert.
All of that. No, I get you, but part of that is...
Did I tell you Claire went to Taylor Swift?
No.
She flew down to San Francisco.
Oh my goodness gracious, people, you are crazy. Anyway, it's not all the artists, but I will say this, $1,500 is too much.
Ouch. That's a big
much.
cost.
That's too much money. I don't agree. $20 for water? Yeah, no.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
That's just gouging. John's Long Box. I'm in New York. New York is terrible about firearms. Yeah, I knew you were in New York, but I wasn't gonna say that. But you said that. All right. Vanessa says you couldn't pay me to see Taylor Swift. I'm there. Besides Lorcana craziness and the pallet of $300,000 worth of gaming cards stolen from the loading dock of the Indie Convention Center, what are you hearing about Gen Con hotness and news? Actually, I haven't been doing a whole lot of keeping my nose to the ground on that. I did hear that Heat got Game of the Year from the Dice Tower.
Oh.
During their
Flamecraft got something too.
And then
because They posted the artist from Flamecraft posted the dragon holding the.
Oh, okay, yeah. So Flamecraft got something, and then Stan. What was it? One of Stan Cordosi's game. Maybe it was Endless Winter. That's what it was. It was Endless Winter. Got something. Got a Dice Tower award as well. So those are 3 bits of news. Roy has been flipping out because Last Light is doing incredibly well.
That's awesome.
They've
Congrats,
been. I know they sold out their first day portion.
Wow, that's awesome.
So I think they had other games, other copies lined up for the other days. So I think I don't know for sure, but. So he's super excited, and I'm super happy for him.
That's
because
awesome.
he's Last Light's doing really well. So that's something that I've been hearing, but I really haven't been keeping track of too much else. I do have a friend that's there recording footage for me, and Jim Pridgeon, he's a buddy of mine from Georgia. And he's at Gen Con, and he's recording little snippets for me, and he's going to send them to me, and I'll put together a recap video with that footage.
Nice.
Kind of like it'll almost be, I'll edit the video and then I'll act like I'm reacting to it.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Something like that. I don't know. But it's just him walking through, getting the footage, and then I'll provide kind of a overlay. Yeah, whatever. I can't remember what we call that. When you talk over the footage. It's too early.
I don't know.
$20 for water. Stupid.
So stupid.
John Zongbacks says, I must say, Sam, you are looking great. Thank you. I bet your throw punches are devastating now. No, they're not. I don't throw punch people. I do in here sometimes. But I don't do it physically. But I appreciate that. I am feeling pretty good. Kind of plateaued at about 262.
No, you haven't plateaued. We're just
263, 264. I'm kind of hovering in between those 3 weights, but that's a world of difference from 409.
I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him.
I am feeling a lot better.
He's got a lot more energy.
I love going to the store and not having to pay $50 for 1 pair of shorts.
Yeah.
I can buy 4 pairs of shorts now for $50.
Right. He can buy shorts at Costco.
Yeah. So
which is amazing.
Awesome.
I'm so proud of
him. Jordan Ivanko, if you make one more improvement to the current board game industry, what would you do? Huh. So if I could make one decision
that would change,
that everybody would have to adhere to. I think I would eliminate Kickstarter exclusives.
Why?
Kickstarter exclusive projects or products. And I know that opens up an entire freaking huge can of limitations and restrictions and all that other kind of stuff. And it would probably, it would probably make Kickstarter less of a revenue
avenue.
I
understand. Right, but
I don't like Kickstarter exclusives because it only fuels the fear of missing out. Mm-hmm. Kickstarter exclusives are nothing but
fear of missing out.
A way to prey upon that FOMO that people have. I want to pay the money now because I don't want to miss out on it later. And if I wait until later to pick it up at retail, I'm not going to be able to get this thing or that thing or this group of things. That's all that is, and I don't like it. I didn't like it when I was working for companies that did it, and I don't like it now. But that's just one of the things that it's almost, because people will do it, it's almost like a guaranteed thing that we're going to offer Kickstarter exclusives because that's what people are going to pay for now, and that's going to make our Kickstarter more successful. So that's something that I would nix. But again, I don't think that's going to ever happen. That's just something.
No, that's a good question.
That's just it's a great question, but I just think that's something that I would probably not do. That I would not want to have done because I think it just preys upon the fear, and I don't like doing that. I definitely like some of Ghost's songs. Vanessa says they just did a cover of the Phantom of the Opera. That is awesome, but I agree about their image. Some of their songs I've listened to also sound like they're verging on Satanism, and even if it's just for how, I'm not comfortable with that. Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at, Vanessa. But I haven't listened to any of their songs, so you have more insight there than I do, which is why I didn't say anything more than I did. Risto Alpius, T-Sui. Wow. Is that the official
Taylor Swift
abbreviation for Taylor Swift? T-Sui?
Yeah, probably.
Or T-Swi? Because you have to say it. It's Swi. It's Swi. It's not Swi. It's Swi. So it would be T-Swi? Maybe that's just an abbreviation they used. Comes to Estonia, and not only are the gigs expensive, but some people rent their flats for 2 nights for 30,000 euros. I mean, who even has that money? What? 2 nights at $30,000? I mean, no, that's euros. That's even more in dollars.
And that hurt. That really hurt.
That's crazy.
That really hurt.
So apparently Taylor Swift has a bunch of super rich fans.
Yeah.
Because my goodness. All right.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's just not even cool.
All right. Nick Hayes, Sam, do you still preach anywhere? Was curious if you were still in the ministry. Well, okay, Nick, here's the thing. I am not a preacher any longer. I don't preach anywhere per se. And I'm not in the ministry in that respect. In that,
paid by the
I
church.
don't get paid by the church to do that. But that doesn't mean I'm, in my opinion, from my point of view, that doesn't mean I'm not in the ministry anymore.
Right.
Our church has a real strong stance in that your call is where you should be focused. And for some people, preaching is their call. Other people, rocking babies during the service is their call. Other people, sweeping the floor is their call. And so there's a lot of people who are in the ministry using the vernacular the way that our church uses it at church that don't get paid to do it. And so we're all, if you're a Christian, if you call yourself a child of God, then you are in from our point of view, from our worldview, you are in the ministry. You are a missionary. You don't have to go to deepest, darkest Africa or in South, the rainforest in Brazil to reach some distant tribe of people there. You don't have to be that.
Be just talking and listening to somebody at work.
Yep.
And telling them to come to your youth group. Or telling them to
board game night.
Come to board game night.
Come to church.
That can be your ministry.
Yeah, that's you.
We don't know the way Jesus wants this plan to lay out.
Right.
We just do what we're supposed to.
Yep. We're just working.
But we're always
the way that we kind of go at it is that we're going to be the hands and feet wherever we are.
Yeah.
And we're not going to try to be something that we have not been called to be. So I used to be a youth pastor. I used to be an assistant pastor in California, and I did feel like I was called to be those things. But I think that call has shifted at this point, and I'm called to be here for my family. I'm called to be her husband. I'm called to be our kids' father. I'm called to be a follower of Christ, and that means that I'm in the ministry every time I wake up. I don't get paid for it, but that doesn't change the call that's there. So that's how I see it.
Me too.
Adam says, love you, greetings from Poland. Hello. Sam, you look exactly like my brother. All right, Adam, you now have to email me a picture of your brother because I have to see this. And
email is
flipsideobg@gmail.com. flipsideobg@gmail.com. And we'll see. I have people doing that every once in a while, and usually it just turns out to be a bald guy with a beard.
Sorry,
so, okay, yeah, it's a bald guy with a beard. Cool.
I shouldn't have laughed.
And he's got glasses on. Super. Yep. Looks exactly like me. No, I jest. But that is what it has turned out to be in the past. So I want to see if yours is different or if yours falls into that same category of your brother is just a bald guy with a beard and glasses. And that's fine if it is. I'm not offended at all if that's what it is, but that's usually what it tends to be. Is you look exactly like so-and-so, and then I look at a picture of so-and-so. Bald guy, glasses, beard. Gotcha. All right.
That's awesome.
Let's see. I've always heard T-Swift for Taylor Swift.
T-Swift. That's
that's true.
Swifties or T-Swift.
Jordan Ivanko says, just hit 20 years last month of walking in the footsteps of Yeshua. Cool seeing him move in unique places, just like the board game world. Yep. Yeah, that's cool. Love that perspective on call as a Christian. Be who you are, where you are, and love others with his love. That's right, Glenn. You get it. That's what we do. That's one of the reasons why I've kind of been hooking up with Love Thy Nerd so much. They have that exact philosophy. They're bridging the gap between the church and nerd culture.
Yeah.
And in just that way, when we go and help companies man their booths at conventions, it's not to proselytize, it's not to smack people over the head with a Bible or shove it down their throats. It's just simply be the love of Christ to people who need it in whatever capacity. And if that means we just simply work as hard as we can for you at your booth, and that's it, that's what we're going to do. If that means stepping aside and listening to somebody talk about all of the difficult stuff that's going on in their life right now, that's what we do. Yeah. If that means sitting down and just playing a game with some people, that's what we do. So that's kind of the idea that's espoused by Love Thy Nerd. That's why I'm kind of, their worldview and our worldview really kind of integrates and meshes well, where we're kind of on the same heartbeat. So that's a really cool thing. Let's see here. Austin Mangum says, I'm a bald guy with a beard and glasses. We're probably twins. And then Glenn says, wait, don't all of us bald guys with beards look alike? We're triplets, Austin.
That's awesome.
Found after all these years, Austin replies. I really like the idea of Love Thy Nerd. Yeah, they're great guys, and it's a great philosophy to have. Because, the moniker out there is that, well, I don't want to get into it, but yeah, we should have a family reunion soon, Glenn says.
Yes, of the triplets, yes.
Austin says, Sam, so glad you're back on YouTube. Missed your perspective on faith and the hobby for a few years now. Thank you. I appreciate that, Austin. It's good to be back. It is... I was trying to explain this to my daughter yesterday in a text to her, but this is one of the ways where I'm trying to provide for my family. And a lot of times when you say that, people automatically think financial providence, and it is not there yet, not even close. But it is helping me provide for my family in other ways, emotionally, flexibility, a lot of different things. So, the traditional sense is that the dude has to go somewhere and work for 8 hours a day and then come back home at night, and the wife stays at home and takes care of the kids and fixes the meals and all that kind of stuff. And that traditional role is kind of flip-flopped. The flip side of family life. But so I stay here. I do my stuff.
He works
I
from
work.
Home. Yeah.
Yeah, I work from home. I do the channel. I do the work from home. But I'm also making sure the kids are taken care of for breakfast, taking them to school. Usually she picks them up because she gets off
about the same time.
About the same time as they get out of school. So that's kind of how it goes. So I'm not bringing in as much financially, but I'm hoping that I make up for what that's lacking right now with other ways that we're providing. So
absolutely,
there you go.
Absolutely.
So yeah, it's getting there. We are kicking around some ideas on how we can make the channel a little bit more financially viable as a source of income. I am talking with a couple of companies right now. We just got a paid preview prototype copy in a couple days ago of a company that's going to pay me to do a paid preview for them and a live playthrough. I'm going to be doing another one when we get back from our camping trip that's already been paid for. So I'm starting to get a few more. But another thing that what were you going to say? Go ahead.
But we're in this long term. Like, yeah. We got to get there. Yeah. And we're good. Like, let's just get there. Mm-hmm. It's okay. And and one of the main reasons we have the channel is to help build community. Yep. Which means you chatting with us. Yeah. That's
absolutely. But we are looking at we're heavily kicking around the idea of memberships right now. Yeah. And what I mean by memberships, and I'd like to get your feedback on this actually, and even if you're watching this later on and you're not live, I still want your feedback. Put it in the comments of the video below. And even if you are watching live and you're going to type your response in the chat here, wait until it's posted and put it in, unless you want to talk about it. We'll talk about it, but put your comment in the video after it's gone up, so that I can come back and reference it without having to watch through the whole video with the live chat replay. But here's what we're thinking about doing, and this is just the most recent thing that we've talked about.
We're just still kind of talking about it.
We're just kind of spitballing stuff right now. But we're thinking about doing the idea of memberships on different levels, and that is like $5 a month, $10 a month, and $25 a month. And if you do any of those, it helps support the channel. And we're not going to do exclusive content. No. We've already made that decision. And I haven't even looked into it. I don't even know if I can do memberships unless I have exclusive content.
I don't know. We have to research.
I don't want to do exclusive content. I don't want to do that. So I might not be able to do memberships anyway. I haven't really looked into it, but this is just something we're thinking about. But if you do the $25 level, and you pay, yeah. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, Glenn. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Even if you don't, if you do the $25 a month and you pay it all at one time. You pay the entire year at once. Then we'll send you a t-shirt and we'll send you a hat as kind of a thank you for being a fan. But I realize that not everybody's going to be able to do that. Right. So
we have some more research, but we have been talking about it.
Yeah, we've been talking about it. So we are thinking about ways that we can, but we want to try to stay true to the whole reason we're doing the channel, and the whole reason we're doing the channel is community. It's not. And again, we're not trying to be naive about this. No. I'm not trying to just make myself perpetually work for free. But at the same time, we want that level of community to be the driving force, the vector for our channel. And so we're trying to stay true to that and make the channel more financially viable at the same time. So that's what we're trying to do.
Talking about it.
But go get a treat together from you guys. Thanks. I support you on with a membership monthly. I appreciate that, Glenn. Thank you so much. Brian is back. Didn't know Brian was gone, but he said he's back.
Brian,
well, back. Thank you. Thank you for coming back, Brian. Let's see. Vanessa says, my parents both worked, but my dad would sometimes be the one at home when his work was slow.
Yeah.
Well, again, I understand that when I say that that's traditional, that's like a stereotypical traditional.
Right. And
that does not mean that that's what everybody always did. It's just that was what the stereotype was way back when.
Right. And it's different. Our kids are older. Yeah. It's not like you're staying at home with babies.
Right. Yes, exactly. It's not. It's just that, you got to make sure they don't kill themselves.
Pretty much. That's really our whole
or each other sometimes. That kind of stuff.
That's kind of a key.
So, Trey Techie says, Sam, what are your thoughts on some of the deceptive practices some of the board game channels on YouTube are using to promote bad games?
What? I don't understand.
Well, I don't know. Because with that statement, from my opinion, okay, let's just put that in there. There's a lot of suppositions that you've made with that statement, and again, I don't know what you're talking about specifically, so I can't look at I can't look at those specific situations, and I don't want to get in there. I'm not asking you for a burden of proof or anything like that. What I'm simply saying is I'm going to react to what you've said in the most genuine way that I possibly can. All right, so the most genuine way that I possibly can is this. You've said, what are your thoughts on some of the deceptive practices some of the board game channels on YouTube are using to promote bad games? So the first few suppositions that I see you've made is that, first of all, you've said that they are being deceptive, that they are deceptively doing this, which means that, in your opinion, these board game channels are purposefully trying to trick people to buy. And the second supposition that you've said is that they are bad games. And I understand I've been in this for a while. I understand what you're saying, that there is this idea that there are games out there that are objectively bad games. They are not good designs. All right, and I get that. I totally understand that. But because it's a bad game for, I'll even say us. I'll even include myself in that group. I might even agree with you that the games that you're talking about, that I don't even know what they are bad games because they might be designed poorly. If that's the case, I understand. I get it. But even those games might be fun for somebody else. And that changes. I get how things can be objectively bad. Like, I think the 1965 Batman movie is objectively bad. It is. Because
you're meant to make fun of it. You're meant to laugh.
I don't think the people who were making the movie in 1965...
Oh, I think so.
I don't think so.
I think so. They were meant to be cheeky.
I don't think so. I don't think that somebody said...
Okay,
you know what?
If you haven't seen the 1965 Batman,
it's horrible.
You should go see it.
It is objectively bad. It is so bad. The
shark repellent?
I have one veto. I have one veto, and it is... I reserve it. I would sit through a Taylor Swift concert if it meant I get to keep my veto for when they asked to watch Batman in the 1965 movie. That's how bad this movie is. Anyway,
it's so funny.
I do not think they made that movie with the thought that people are going to say how bad this is, but it's so bad it's good. They did not do that. I don't think so. Anyway, that's just an idea. I get how that can be, but the suppositions that you've made with that statement are what I'm not really comfortable with, because unless it can be proven
right
that the channel willfully
is being deceptive,
willfully tried to deceive people. I don't know.
And not to say that there couldn't be bad people.
Yeah.
It's just that we believe, even in the bad games, somebody likes this.
Yes. However,
this game might not be for us.
However,
but we do not deceive.
You're kind of entering the realm here, and I think that the idea is that paid content.
Sure.
I think that's what you're talking about. I think that's the umbrella that you're touching on, and so I'll tell you what I think paid content is. All right. So paid content, from my perspective, I think is something that is absolutely fine, as long as it's not a review, a critical review. Because in my opinion, there's no such thing as a paid critical review. Why would a company pay me to review a game negatively?
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. So if a company pays me to review a game, they are paying me for a positive review, which throws my opinion out the door.
Which we won't do.
Right. We just simply won't do that because it doesn't make sense to me. If I'm going to review a game, I'm going to tell you what I think about the game from an honest opinion. I'm not going to accept money for that. But what about a paid preview? Well, a paid preview isn't a review. It doesn't have my opinion injected into it. It is just a commercial. Now, I get that commercials are usually meant to get you to buy a product. But even here, there's a little bit of a difference opinion for me. A commercial will inform me if I'm going to be interested in buying that. That's what I believe a commercial is. So if I see a commercial, Super Bowl commercials are what come up to me and those are just like entertainment to me. They usually don't sway me in whether or not I'm going to purchase something. But a paid preview is a commercial, in my opinion. So if a company pays me to make a commercial about their game, that's all well and good. I can do that all day long and twice on Sunday. I can do that. But I'm not going to do a paid review of the game. What about a paid playthrough? Yes.
Right. I think you're just going through
if somebody pays me to play a game, I can play that game. Now, I will be honest with you. This is a paid playthrough. I am playing this game because XYZ company told me that they will pay me X amount of dollars to play this game live. And if I enjoy that game, realize that it is not just the game that I'm enjoying. It's the community around the game that I'm enjoying as well, which may not have a thing to do with the game itself. But these are the kinds of philosophies that you have to take into account when you're watching paid content. There are so many things that are not connected to the game. A person's enjoyment of the experience of playing the game may not have anything to do with the game itself.
What is the one that you talk about where it leads to quotes about Monty Python?
Yeah, Shadows over Camelot.
Yeah.
This one right here. One of my favorite games. One of the main reasons I like playing this game has nothing to do with the game at all.
Right.
It has to do with quoting Monty Python jokes.
Right.
Has nothing to do with this. It doesn't quote Monty Python anywhere, I don't think. I could be wrong, but I don't think it does.
Right.
But here's the thing. That's one of the reasons why I don't think that a paid playthrough or paid previews have anything wrong. I think if you start venturing outside of that into the realm of paid reviews, now you're in troubling territory.
Yeah,
now you're doing something that's a little bit shady. So hopefully that sheds a little bit of light, without me knowing exactly what you're talking about. Hopefully that sheds a little bit of light on what I think about it, because I am advertising myself to do paid previews, paid playthroughs, but I'm very, very, very clear about with companies that when I start talking to them about this, I provide a definite delineation between a preview and a review. And I say I do not charge for reviews because that's immoral.
You can't pay me for my opinion.
But I will do a commercial for you.
Yeah.
So there you go. The opinion is then that if you're doing a commercial, then you must like the game. Not necessarily, because a commercial is just an information.
I'm pretty sure most actors that have done commercials throughout history,
endorsements and whatever.
Right, they didn't.
A commercial, in my opinion, isn't an endorsement. Now, you can have a commercial that is an endorsement.
Right.
But just a commercial is not necessarily an endorsement. It is just, hey, this is what this thing does. This is what it does here, and this is how it looks over here, and this is how you do this, and this is how you do that. And if any of that interests you, go check it out. If it doesn't, don't. I don't care. I just got paid to make a commercial out of it. So that's kind of my view there. Brian says, Vanessa says, I'll become a member. Brian says, I want a t-shirt. Vanessa, I also want a t-shirt. Would ladies fit shirts be an option? Yes, they would.
Yeah, we would.
That's part of what we're thinking about, yeah.
We have to get there. We still have some steps to do.
Yeah.
But
Brian says it was a representative of the Batman comics of the time.
It was. And those were not...
But I don't think it was a cheeky... I don't think it was a purposefully cheeky representation of... I think they were like...
Pow!
We're gonna do the Batman comics in a movie. They didn't say, we're gonna make fun of the Batman comics with a movie. That's not what they said.
I don't know.
That's not what they said. I find the whole 60s series bad. So incredibly cheesy, but not in a good way. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Nick Hayes, the Batman movie may have been bad, but the Batmobile will always be my favorite.
Adam West's Batmobile is the best.
Yes, that is correct.
It's not the techie Batmobiles of modern times. It's not the Christian Bale Batmobile or any of those.
That was the bomb.
No, it's the Batmobile.
I really
it is
like
the iconic Batmobile.
There are 3 Batmobiles that I like the best. The original, which is always iconic. It's super
iconic.
Ugly and angles and all that. It looks like a Cadillac on steroids.
It's iconic.
But the second one was the Michael Keaton.
Yes, I like that.
Batman. That was just like, because that was like all over low.
Yep.
That looked really cool. And then Christian Bale's.
Yeah.
Christian Bale's the tumbler.
Yeah, the tank. That
so
was really
cool.
That was really cool.
So cool. Anyway.
On a random side note, Adam West, who was the original Batman, is from Walla Walla, Washington.
Who cares?
I knew you were going to say it too. And I almost followed for it.
Dude, you almost did.
I did.
Because I heard you say, no, not going to let you do it.
I did.
Brian says no designer is trying, in all caps, to make a bad game.
Right.
Well,
I would agree.
I agree to a point. I think that no designer is trying to produce a bad game.
Right.
But I do think that there are some designers out there that will sell what they know to be an unfinished design, and then the company has to do their due diligence in playtesting and all of that other stuff to make sure that it's balanced and all that kind of stuff. I do think that designers will do that, because designers got to make ends meet too. And if I can sell, I don't think all designers do that. Because I do know, I have had conversations with some designers, and they have said they wanted this company, XYZ wanted this, and I wouldn't sell it to them because it's not finished yet. Mm-hmm. So I have had that. I know designers like that. They're everywhere, but you got to understand that there are people out there that they got to make a buck too, and if they can do that with just selling something that's half baked, that'll happen. So I don't think that they necessarily are trying to make a bad game. I think that they are trying to make a living, and just depends. Paid preview note. Brian says, free product for a return in return for review. Sure, yeah, that's what it is. But the FTC is now making
FCC.
it FCC, Federal Trade. I thought it was the Federal Trade Commission. I thought it was FTC.
I think it's I don't know.
FCC is with radios.
Yes.
But the FTC is the Federal Trade Commission.
We're not trading.
But we are.
I think it's the FCC. It's broadcast and radio. Either way, get to your point.
Either way, companies and
divulge.
content creators have to now let their audience know that a free copy of said product was given to the content creator in order to produce that content.
Yeah.
Because
we haven't.
Because it's considered it's considered in their minds payment.
Right.
So
which we said we got a box.
Yeah. And,
we started with that.
This is not something that I haven't been doing in the past.
No, you've always done it.
Yeah, I've always done it. It was all. I don't think we did it when we were with the Dice Tower because it was understood that we were given they were giving us review copies. But not even all the copies of games that we reviewed on the Dice Tower were paid reviews. Yeah. Tom bought a lot of those things.
Yeah.
I've purchased a lot of the stuff that we've been doing on the channel so far. So it's not. But when it is the case, we say it. Yeah.
Simon mailed
Whether
us
it's in the description of the video or we say it on the video itself, one of the two. Even then, I buy most of my stuff. Wife bribed me with a trip to the game store. Oh, Brian. Tim F., they shouldn't call it a review. It should be a paid advertisement of the game or paid summary, not paid review. It's not, and again, Tim, thank you for saying that because that's the problem.
Yeah.
It's a terminology problem. It's not a preview is not a review.
Right.
A preview is a commercial. A review is
should you buy this?
Is my opinion of this game. This is how you play the game. This is my opinion. This is why I liked it. This is why I didn't like it. That's a review without the P. A preview with the P, and it's English language is part of the problem here. But if it's a preview, there's nothing wrong with a paid preview. That's a commercial. A review is...
And that's what I think he was saying, too.
And I think that's what you're saying, but I want to make sure I'm clear where that line is. Preview is the commercial. The review is the thing that you don't pay me for.
Yeah.
Okay. Have to head over to a friend's place soon. Glad I can hang out for a bit. Thanks for joining us, Vanessa. You're probably already gone, but thank you. That's hard to discern if that's happening unless you are in the room when creators are talking about giving a bad game a good review or being paid for it. And that's what I'm trying to say, Glenn. Thank you for saying it much better than I did. Unless you're in the room when the discussion's being had, or you see the emails that are exchanged between the company and the content creator, saying that somebody is being deceptive about something, you can't really do. You can say it seems deceptive because it could, but to say objectively that it is deceptive, that people are deceptively doing this. That's a hard nut to crack because you weren't there when the discussion was being had. If you were, that's another thing. But if you weren't, that's where we are. Glenn says, got to go cut the lawn before heading over to Gen Con for the evening. Wow.
Nice.
Wow, must be nice there, buddy. Yeah, I'm going to go mow the grass and then I'm going to head over to the convention for a little bit. Way to flex there, bro. Have a good time, Glenn. Gaming with ADHD. Michael Keaton is why I love Batman.
Oh, yeah.
He did do a really good job.
He was a really good Batman.
He was a really good Bruce Wayne, and he was a good Batman.
Yeah. His Bruce Wayne was really, I felt really good.
Yeah.
Nicky Dale.
Agus Calf says, I feel that people nowadays only play dry Euros, and I feel overwhelmed learning and playing them. How do you feel about the games that are popular today? How do you feel? Games that are popular today.
How do I feel?
Well, here's the reason I did that is because we just played Novo Roma.
Okay.
Here we go. Before we get into this, this isn't a review.
No.
It's just explaining
the
situation.
Talking about...
So we played Nova Roma a couple nights ago because my son David and Bruno are in town, and he wanted to play. We were at my son's football practice, which ends at 8 o'clock. And on the way home, he said, I want to play a game, but I want to play a little bit of a heavier game. Yeah. And I was like, okay. Now, granted, our normal bedtime is 10 o'clock. Mm-hmm. So we get home around 8:30ish. We putz around for a little bit. Then about like 9 o'clock, I set up the game and we start playing. And this is Nova Roma. It's a pretty heavy game. It's about 2 hours, at least. Right. Well, normally. I wouldn't say at least.
I'd
normally
say if you know the rules,
it's about 2 hours. It's about 2 hours if you know the rules. Any more than that, or any less than that, if you got to be taught, you're talking 3 hours at least, probably. With answering questions, steering the game, teaching the game beforehand, and all that kind of stuff. So we start at 9, and we are not done until about 12:15. Now 12:15, we actually get to bed at 1 o'clock. But about 12:15 is when the game ended. Then we talked a little bit about the game, got everybody off and to bed and all that kind of stuff. And we actually, our heads hit the pillow about 1 o'clock in the morning. So with that all in mind, we're about 2/3 of the way through the game. And I look over at her and she's just like, I'm done.
I literally was like, I can't play.
She's like, you're going to have to play for me at this point on. Because, first of all, the game is at a heavier level than the game she normally enjoys.
It is a little heavier than what I play. And I think if I played it in the middle of the day when I wasn't tired,
it would be better.
I would have a much better time. I would have been able to do better.
Yeah.
But literally, probably about 11 o'clock, I'm like, you can't.
But to talk to your question, I played Ark Nova. JT taught me that. You played it as well.
Yeah, I played Ark Nova.
Super didn't like it. Just because it's not my kind of game. First of all, I don't like, which is strange because I like this mechanic in another game, but because Beer and Bread has the same scoring mechanism where your lowest score out of two different things is your final score. But it's the same way in Ark Nova, and I was like, wow, I'm not doing too bad. And then at the end of the game, because I didn't really understand how the scoring was because it was that convoluted, I was like, I thought I was doing much better than this, and I was like, no, your score's like, I don't remember what it was, but your score's like 23, but I got 150. Thanks. Appreciate that. Yeah. Did not enjoy Ark Nova. Played Earth over in Zulus. Now, here's a good thing. Here's one of the things. I enjoyed the experience around the table. Yeah. Really enjoyed the experience around the table. I will never play Earth again. Because I did not enjoy the game. I enjoyed the experience around the table. Right. Did not enjoy the game at all. Right. Just way too dry. It's a beautiful game, but I was like, wow, there's just too much going on.
Right.
Way too much going on.
I know I couldn't handle Earth.
But, no, I actually took a picture of it.
Yeah.
And sent it to her, and I was like, you will not like this game.
Yeah, I'm like, nope.
But.
And I showed the picture of Nova Roma to some of the people I know, and they were like, what?
Yeah, what is that? That's not a game.
But, doesn't mean I didn't like
So, to speak to your question about
modern
dry Euros, I know people love dry Euros because they're all about the mechanisms.
Mechanics, yeah.
I have to have theme that goes with the mechanisms. Yeah. To speak to that, we played Nova Roma one night, Stan Kordonski game, Have a Kingdom, and then the next day we played Resurgence. With David and Bruna and my buddy JT and I, and they are both really similar. They're both from the same designer. Yeah. But David said that he liked Resurgence better because he liked the theme better. And he didn't really like Roman themes.
Right.
Brian, a buddy that paid, he loved the Roman theme. He actually saw that it was a Roman theme, and he asked, "Can I come and play?" We were, I was planning on just playing with me and JT, but he said, "I love the Roman theme. Can I play?" And I was like, "Yeah, come on in." And so I had to reset the game. I had to set that game up twice because I had to set it up and the cameras and all that kind of stuff. But anyway,
it was great.
Yeah, no, he loved the Roman theme, and he just loved the game, And we were talking on text because after we stopped, we had to go. They both had appointments, and I had to go and do something. I couldn't. Showerhead. A shower had to go do showerhead.
Our showerhead broke.
But so we all kind of split. So we were talking on text afterwards, and everybody, we all said that was such a fun game. We all enjoyed it, and
I will play again.
But it's for different. It's for different reasons.
Yeah.
And so people enjoy different things, and sometimes for me, theme has to be there.
Right.
Theme has to be
there. And maybe that is part of the thing. I couldn't get into the Roman theme.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I was
you were so focused on trying to understand what was going on.
I was. It was here's my normal gameplay, and this was this game.
Yeah, and that I think is a better moniker about how important theme can be, because sometimes theme can help you understand all of the mechanisms.
I think so too.
And how they work.
Yeah.
But sometimes the game is so heavy it overshadows the theme.
Right.
And you're like, I'm just trying to understand how this works. I don't care what the theme is.
Right.
So, how do you feel about the games that are popular today? I think they're popular because people like them. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't say that I think they shouldn't be popular, because that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird to say it that way, and I don't think that's what you're saying. But I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to speak to, like, for example, I could say something to the effect of, I think Ark Nova being so popular is stupid because it's such a dry game. That doesn't really make sense, because it's popular because people are enjoying it.
Right.
Earth is popular because people are enjoying it.
Totally.
Terraforming Mars was popular because people were enjoying it. So if I don't like it, it doesn't mean that it's less of a valid popular game.
Yeah.
It just means that I don't like it and other people do. And there's more people that do like it than people that don't. Right. That's all we're really saying. So I don't think I have a problem with the games that are popular today, and I'm not saying that you think that they are. But I guess that's just the point that I want to make, is that I think people like these games, and that's why they're popular. They're not necessarily the games that I would always enjoy, because they're a little bit too heavy for me. They're a little bit too heavy for the people I would be playing it with. Not JT. JT loves those.
JT loves those heavy games.
He loves sinking his teeth into them. His wife, not so much, but that's more because
wicked smart, though.
She's wicked smart, but she's also kind of I don't want to say that she's a perfectionist, because that's always carried a negative connotation. But
so
she likes to have the control over her stuff, and so he's said that like, for a reason, one of the reasons why he didn't back Nova Roma is because he didn't think his wife would like it.
Because Mo wouldn't play it much. Yeah.
But
she's great to play with.
Very much so. And
so smart.
Let's see here.
Mel, if you're watching, you're so smart. I'm in awe of people that are as smart as you.
Well, if you can stand toe-to-toe with JT in a game, good
Dude,
night.
Yeah. You've got it.
That dude whips me every time I play him. I don't think I've beat him once. Maybe I have. But he whips me every single time I play him.
I'll play with JT, and I love it, and we have a great time. Yeah. But I know I'm going to lose.
Yeah, I'm playing for second.
Yeah, I'm playing for last.
It's just like playing with Jason Levine. You know you're always playing for second, because Jason's going to whoop you.
Jason's going to come in and whoop you.
Brian with Gaming AGC says, I have no issue saying that I got something for preview review. Yeah, see, that's the thing.
Yeah. You have to say it, though. I think that's the thing.
Nick Hayes says, I think we probably grew up in the same era. Are you a fan of the Masters of the Universe? Yes. Clash of Eternia has been sitting on my shelf of shame since it's been delivered, and it's driving me crazy. The price tag is the only thing that kept me from buying it.
That's what you said. I remember that.
The price tag, because I saw it on the shelf at Zulu's, because I think they got in on the Kickstarter, and I saw it on the shelf, and I was like, wow, I really want to get that. But it was like $200 if I was to get everything. And I think it was more than that. That's me just generalizing stuff, but it was over $200.
That's a lot.
It's a lot of money for one game. and I just couldn't justify it. Because I know if I get it and I cover it for, because that's why I probably would have been, I wanted it, but I would have been using it for the channel, and I would not get $200 out of it for on the channel. And most of the stuff I'm not going to get. I'm not going to get the $60 out of Tribes of the Wind. I'm not going to get the $40 out of. I didn't get the $40 out of Ragnaroks.
But it doesn't matter.
That's not the point. Yeah. But that was part of my thought process, and I couldn't justify. It was like, do I buy the Masters of the Universe game, or do I buy four other games?
Right. We did. We bought Beer and Bread.
Yeah.
We bought.
So.
I can't remember what we bought. We bought 4 games there.
Pedro Lebke, by the way, are you planning to visit Essen this year? No, I'm not. Essen, I don't have a way to go, and I definitely don't have the funds for it. And I don't want to spend that long away from the family. There's a lot of reasons why I'm not planning on going to Essen. Now, what if somebody says, hey, we'll bring you in, we'll have you do this. I'll put thought to it, and we'd have to discuss it. But I'm not planning on doing Essen this year. Not because I wouldn't want to be there. I'd love to be able to take the entire family to go visit Germany and see Essen for the spectacle that it is. But this is another thing I was saying the other day. For me to go to a convention right now, I have to have a purpose, and it has to be clear. I've cornered off 3 conventions this year. Origins was one. What was my purpose there? Love Thy Nerd and helping out Game Toppers, because that's the booth that I got assigned to. That was my purpose. And the additional purpose on top of that was to try to grow the channel. Try to get myself in front of publishers again and let them know that I'm doing my own thing. Grand Con is the next one I'm going to at Labor Day weekend. That's coming up. Brian is a friend of mine, and he's been asking me to go to Grand Con for years. Tom and Z went for a couple of years, but I wasn't able to go. Now is the time. I can go now.
Yeah, I love it.
And what's the purpose? I'm gonna rep Love Thy Nerd first of all, and I'm gonna rep the channel.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do whatever Brian asked me to do.
Right.
Because he's bringing me in. So
I think it's great.
So that's my purpose. PAX Unplugged is the last one that I'm planning to go to this year. Purpose, Love Thy Nerd. I'm going to be serving at a booth with Love Thy Nerd.
Super.
So that's it. I have to have a purpose. It has to be a clear purpose. And on my off time, so to speak, because when you go with Love Thy Nerd, the ideology that's there, you don't really have off time. You're always on.
Right, you're always on.
Because you're always looking to serve. You're always trying to keep your ear open to guidance.
Yeah.
So on my off time, I'll be talking to people about the channel, and so that's the purpose. I usually am not going. I enjoy going to conventions. Don't get me wrong, and conventions are fun to go to, but that's not good enough for me to leave my family and go to a convention. I have to have a purpose to go. All right, so that's the long and the short of it. So no to Essen. Grand Con in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, and PAX Unplugged in December. Those are the last 2 that I'm planning on going to. But will Essen hit the picture? Probably not. But I don't know.
Or not? Yeah.
I'm just not actively seeking.
Right.
Did you start tabletop with ADHD? Well, no. I'm sorry. With AD&D, 40K, Magic, or with modern board games? My entrance into the tabletop hobby was as a hobby. I played Chutes and Ladders and Hi-Ho Cherry-O and checkers and chess and all that other... What? You never played Hi-Ho Cherry-O?
I did. I just have never heard you say Hi-Ho Cherry-O, and it made me laugh.
I played all those as a kid. We played card games as a kid.
Like, guess who, though? I think I should
She
bring
is
a
on...
camping.
No! No! Anyway.
I should do that.
I played all those games as a kid, but as a hobby, it probably started with D&D and Cyberpunk as role-playing games. That's because in high school, I played D&D with the people I worked with. I worked for a company called Telecom. We did cold calls for the Mississippi and Alabama State Troopers Association.
That's cool.
And the Mississippi and Alabama Fraternal Order of Police. Those are the two states that I worked for that company in. So we played D&D with the company. We would come in and we would finish our shift on Friday night. Then we would get something to eat. Usually it was pizza. We brought it into the office, and then we would just sit there and play D&D all weekend, with breaks for meals and stuff like that. But then we would play D&D all weekend, and we did that probably maybe once a month. And so that's when the hobby for gaming kind of started, is with that. But then in college we played the Star Wars CCG from Decipher. That started it. We played the BattleTech CCG. We played I never got into it, but buddies of mine played Pokemon and that kind of stuff. And Overpower was another card game that we all played a lot. We also played Samurai Swords and those kinds of bigger board games, Risk and all that kind of thing. But so probably college is, and then from then we got into 40K, and we got into we played Magic the Gathering a little bit, but I never got into it, and the other guys really didn't either. But we played it for a little bit. It wasn't too big, but that's pretty much how I got into the board gaming hobby. And then from there it just kind of grew. Good afternoon, you two. Koss is here. Happy Saturday. Good to see you, buddy. What's the tallest tree, Sam? That feels like a loaded question. Am I supposed to know a reference? Tallest tree in the forest?
I don't know. I have no idea. It could be either A, a joke, B, a pun, or
I
B,
think it's something like that. What's the tallest tree, Sam?
I don't know.
I'm blanking on that one, brother. You're gonna have to help me out.
But
I got the He-Man almost half off on Miniature Market. Wow.
Ooh.
Dang. That's pretty cool. How old is Big Ben? This is David Rich. David Rich is asking me some weird questions, man. Have you ever met any WWE wrestlers? I did meet...
you told me this.
Oh, he wrote a book, and he did a signing at the Barnes & Noble I was working at one time, and I got to meet him. Mick Foley. I met Mick Foley. He is a super nice guy. Super nice guy. So, yeah, I got to meet Mick Foley one time, but that's it. That's the only professional wrestler that I've ever met. But he's super nice. He's super nice. I'll bring He-Man to Dice Tower West. We can play there. All right. That's a date there, Brian. Nick Hayes, Clash for Eternia was my first and probably only Kickstarter. I'm still in the doghouse for the money with my wife.
Whoops.
Yeah, I can see that.
Not me.
Huh?
I wouldn't. But
No. That's like a common thread.
Yeah, we've heard this on a lot on here.
That's a common thread.
My wife doesn't know about this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember collecting Overpower cards, but I guess I was too young to understand it. I could never figure that game out. It was pretty intense, but it was fun.
I think it
was pretty intense for it.
It's too much for me.
I mean, you had like there were like 3 different power types: strength, intelligence, and the green one. I can't remember what the green one was. So, and then each of your characters had a special. So it's basically you take your 3 guys against your opponent's 3 guys, and your 3 guys each have their own special cards that they can put in. I'm sorry, I'm boring you.
Made me yawn even explaining it.
I know, right? But you have a deck that you build based on your characters, and each of their characters have certain kinds of power cards that they can play. So you want to build your deck to where most of the cards are usable by all of your characters, but you still want your heavy hitting power cards available for those characters. So it's a pretty cool thing, and you're just trying to knock your 3 characters out, your opponent's 3 characters out before, and you had 1 guy in reserve. So it was a fun game. It was a really fun game. Marvel Overpower. It was really fun. Dave M. Disney Lorcana seems to be the buzzy game at Gen Con. Are you a CCG fan? No, I am not. Will you be looking into it? Probably not. I am not a big CCG fan. Usually, if it is a TCG or a CCG, I'm out. Because they're just money sinks. Unless they have some kind of like starter pack that will give you the effect of the game, I'm not interested at all. And even if they have a starter pack, I'm not gonna get it sucked into that. So if it's a TCG or a CCG, I'm usually not interested at all. I usually want games that I can just purchase the game, maybe an expansion or something like that, and then I'm done with it. I don't want to sink a whole ton of money, but I say that and I immediately look at the stack of Unmatched that's over there that I paid for all of it. But again,
it's okay. That's
it. I don't have to spend $50 on this really powerful single card. Mm-hmm. If they come out with another expansion, it doesn't affect any of that stuff or the validity of any of that stuff. A lot of CCGs and TCGs, they'll come out with new sets that kind of make the other ones obsolete. I don't like that. So CCGs and TCGs are usually no. I'm not down that thing. I would think the red oak tree, Sam, is the tallest. I still think there's something in that. What is David talking about?
Redwood trees are some of the tallest, but I thought it was like a joke or a pun.
Redwoods. I mean, those are the ones that are.
Those are the tallest redwood trees. You didn't drive through California?
No.
Oh, the redwood forest.
Oh no! I mean, yeah, I have. I mean, I used to live in California.
Did you go to the redwood forest?
No.
Oh, it's really cool.
That would denote that I had free time.
No, you did not.
I did not.
You were a family guy.
David Rich says he's met Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Ho! Yeah, he was one of my favorites. I never got to meet him though. I always liked watching him play. Watching him wrestle. Did you not know about Last Light being released at Gen Con and left it out of your lists? I didn't leave it out of my lists on purpose or as a slight to Roy at all. I already purchased it. So I'm waiting on my copy to get here. I did not realize that they were going to have it released at Gen Con because I'm not reading the updates. Honestly, I'm just patiently waiting. That's the kind of Kickstarter backer I am. I don't really get into, where is it? It's been 13,000 months, and I don't do all of that. So I just.
Can you do that again? That was kind of fun.
Yeah, that's how I type.
That's how I type.
I don't get into all that, so that's neither here nor there. But I did not purposefully leave it out of my list.
No, you wouldn't have done that.
I just didn't include it because I already own it. There are other games that I did not include in those lists because I already have them.
Right, your list was games to pick up at Gen Con.
Yeah, those games that I'm interested in purchasing and games that I will purchase at Gen Con. Those are the two main lists that I did. And those were from my perspective. So if I was going to Gen Con, I wouldn't be picking up a copy of Last Light.
Because you already have it.
Because I already have it on the way. So I wouldn't be picking up Last Light. I wouldn't be picking up, and I can't remember what the other ones are, but there were some in there that I already own these games, so I wouldn't be picking up another copy of them. So that's why Last Light wasn't on my lists. What about living card games? Also, no. I don't like those either. Honestly, I'm not a huge card game fan. I don't mind them, but I don't fawn after them either. So there you go. Are there any games that you play that you must house rule? Are any games you want reprinted with tweaked rule sets? I just saw yesterday that the announcement was made that a new reworking of Colosseum is coming out. They're going to redo the rules another time, but the actual original designers are going to redo the rules.
Oh, cool.
So that looks interesting, and I like the way it looks a lot.
Cool.
One of the things that I didn't like from the TMG version of it was I didn't like the artwork. I didn't like the design of the graphic design of the game. It was basically the same game. I just didn't like the presentation of it. It looked weird. But so I'm kind of looking for that. I never met Andre the Giant. David Rich says, "Yeah, that would have been a cool guy to meet. He looked like a gentle giant, but I think he was also a super drinker as well."
Was he really? Don't say that. That just kind of ruins my image.
Oh, I'm sorry. I think he was.
I'm gonna just know. No,
well, I mean, they all kind of had their.
I mean, everybody has a thing. Everybody has a thing.
All that kind of stuff. But how do you manage the problem probably most board game players have to face one way or another? Several new games come out every year, but you already have hundreds of games in your shelves and want to play them as well. You simply have to pick and choose.
Yeah, you do.
You have to pick and choose what you get.
And one of the things we talk about is the value of long-term games for us. We're going to play this again. Mm-hmm. We want to play this multiple times. Mm-hmm. Or this is something the family can play together. Like Flamecraft. Yeah. We all love that one.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, absolutely. So that one's going to stick around. Redwood trees. Giant sequoias.
Giant sequoia, redwoods.
Yeah. How do you decide which games to play? Do you get rid of old ones you like, but maybe don't play as much? No, I don't do that.
I really don't.
If I like a game, it's going to stick around, whether I play it a lot or not. Case in point, right there. I'm not going to get rid of that game.
No.
Because I like it so much.
Right.
How long has it been since I played it? Years. Because I just haven't found the time. We are still talking about. I was just talking to Roy the other day because he and Tim Jeanette took a picture together, and they were like, "Throw punch lunch, redo," all this other kind of stuff. And I was like, "Yeah, that's gonna happen, but the kids got to get back into school first."
Yeah, we gotta wait until. Although it's
we just have so much going on.
Start date is August 29th. No, that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
That's a month away.
No, it's not even. It's already August something. 6th. 5th. It's 20 days away.
I love our kids. Don't get me wrong.
I do love our kids.
Don't get me wrong.
No, I was excited. The 29th. It's not September. Is what I was trying to say. Is it's not September.
Yeah. See, one of the big things is our dog. The dog, when everybody is at work or at school,
right? He's a good boy.
He is so good. He will just sit here and chill out, rest, and he'll be right next to me. And every once in a while, he'll be like, "Hey, pay attention to me. Hey, I gotta go to the bathroom. Take me outside." But we come back in. He lays back down. And he's super quiet.
I don't think I know this dog. This is not the dog I know. Because I come in.
But when people are here, and he's like, I'll say, "Hey, come on, let's go to work," and he'll walk in here and he'll come lay down. But if there's a noise out there, he's like, well, what's going on out there? What are you guys doing? Hey, what are you doing? Hey, I can hear you. What are you doing? Don't ignore me. I'm right here. What are you doing? And he just won't be quiet. He won't just chill because he's got to be in on everything.
So a couple more days, say.
A couple. Understatement.
This week we're gone for some of the week. Next week, 2 of the kids starting will be gone all day.
At band camp, yeah.
And
it's not that I want them out of the house. It's just that I'm able to do my job a lot easier.
I know. Summer's almost over. Summer's wrap it up. We're ready to go back, and things will be all different come September.
Yes. Let's see here. Your thoughts on Jake the Snake Roberts? I don't have any thoughts on Jake the Snake Roberts.
No,
snakes have usually creeped me out, so I didn't like the fact that Jake the Snake Roberts came into the ring with a snake wrapped around his body.
Oh.
Didn't like that at all. So I usually wanted him to get beat. Is Last Light an epic 8-hour 4X game like I know that you and Roy are fond of? No, it is not. I'd love to try it, but that level of game is impossible for me to get to the table. No, it is a 4X game, but it's not one of those long ones. I think it caps out at 2 hours.
Nice.
So one of the things that Roy did was he took the kind of game that he enjoys to play, but he put it into a more palatable design,
cool,
time-wise. So it is not one of those epic 8-hour games. No, it's not. Andre the Giant record was 119 beers in 6 hours. It's because he was so big. His blood alcohol level.
Can you imagine his hands compared to mine?
He could probably palm 4 beers at once. His hands were huge. Let's see here. Mail sent. Adam, the guy that said, I look like his brother.
Oh, he's
Mail sent. You like long games. Me too. My favorite of all time is Star Wars Rebellion. Yes. What are your thoughts on the classic Dune? I guess 2019 edition. I enjoy the classic Dune. I enjoy the Dune as an IP as well. So I'm one of the people that's waiting for War for Arrakis to come in from Simon. So looking for that. Are you a fan of Great Danes? Not really. Our dog Strider is a chocolate lab, and he's a tall chocolate lab. He's about, I'd say, about a third of the size bigger than most of the labs that we see, if not twice as big.
And even my vet asked me, and he's a purebred lab.
Are you sure? Yeah, he's like, are
supposedly,
you sure?
We bought him from a breeder, but she said, "Are you sure he's not part Dane?"
Yeah.
She goes, "He is half Great Dane. He is huge.
He's a chocolate lab, and he can easily get his head up here.
Oh, he stands here.
Yeah, he can easily get his head up here. You'll see him in some of my videos walking around behind me, and he'll like stick his head up. Hey, what are you doing up here? You know, that kind of
and
stuff.
And
he's only
like
16 months old.
Yeah, here's in comparison, like most labs come up to my knee, like here, and Strider comes up to my hip, like here, like it's. I was saying if
that's how long your thighs are.
No, I was saying if this is.
Somebody draw that for us.
I was saying if this is my knee, if he's up at my hip. It doesn't matter the difference.
Thighs.
If this is my knee,
waist.
He's at my hip. Okay.
Look at that. That looks really weird. That is not
from
okay.
My knee to my thigh. Look, actually, it's about the same. Look.
Dave M says, I enjoy your videos of game stores. I try to go to a store when traveling.
Yeah.
They have all their unique
things.
They do.
Make a note.
I am super.
I gotta make a note about Astoria.
Super bad about. I feel super bad. I've had the footage for Zulu's Board Game Cafe shot for a month now, and I haven't got it up, and I'm so sorry about that.
We'll do it. We'll get it up.
I feel I've just been under the gun with so many things going on, with people visiting, wanting to spend time with them. My daughter was here from Germany, so I wanted to spend time with her. Wanted to be available to spend time with her. My son and his daughter have been here.
I know your son and his wife.
So wanted to be available for that. So we've just been very cramped for time, and so I've been just trying to get videos up, and the store videos, they require a lot more editing than my normal videos do. So it's been on the back burner. I have started building it. I just had to drop it to do other things.
We'll make time.
So it's coming. I just have been inundated. Nick Hay says, so far I've met Sergeant Slaughter, Kane, Ted DiBiase, and Lex Luger. Oh, Lex Luger. Wow. Lex Luger back in the day. In the old... Okay, here we go. In the old Batman TV show, who played Robin? What was his name? I don't remember his name.
No, I could almost remember. It had a... It was almost character name. Like, it was not... His actor name sounded like it could have been a character name. I can't remember it. You're going to have to look it up.
Old Batman TV Robin.
Ward. No, that's... Ward.
Actor.
Bruce Ward. No.
Burt Ward.
Burt Ward. Come on, I got Ward.
Yeah, you did. You did good.
That's what I meant. It
well
sounded like...
done. I say well done.
But his name could have been a character name because he was a ward of the orphanage of the state. Like, being a ward means I'm a ward of the state.
But isn't
Burt Ward
name
like
Dick Grayson or something like that?
Yes, but he was acting the
close
actor's
to.
name. He was asking the actor's name. Wasn't he asking the actor's name?
Yes, he was.
And I was saying the actor's name could have been a character name because ward implies a ward of the state.
Mm-hmm. If you're confused,
shut up.
Join the club. Membership is free. Welcome to my life.
Did you not follow that thought?
Yes, after you led me by the hand through it, yes. Burt Ward is correct. Burt Ward was Robin. Let's see here. Just noticed the Queensryche t-shirts. Loved them back in the 80s, 90s. Haven't kept up with anything new from them. Well,
I don't think they had anything new.
No, they do have. They have new stuff. They have new stuff. Jeff Tate is no longer their lead singer. That's the main difference. But I think the rest of the band is the same as when they were. They had a huge falling out with Jeff Tate, from what I can tell. So, and it became like a legal battle. So Jeff Tate's no longer there, but the guy that they got to replace him can sound just like him.
Good. Yeah, sounded good.
So did very well. Maybe not just like him. Jeff Tate was next level back in the day, but the guy they got now is really good. I don't even know his name, but they were very good. They were very good.
Yeah, it was a good concert. Excuse me.
Do you like legacy games? Yes, I do. Any favorites? I think my favorite legacy games right now are
My City.
Pandemic. Yeah, My City is a good legacy game. That was probably my second favorite. My first favorite is probably Pandemic Legacy. We petered out on season 0, but seasons 1 and 2 were really good. She hasn't played seasons 1 and 2, but season 0 was. I don't know if it was the game or if it was just the fact, because we were playing it with Mel and JT. Mm-hmm. I can't remember if it was. I think it was just that we got busy.
Life.
Yeah.
Just life.
We just super got busy, and we
busy.
were meeting like
every couple of weeks,
twice a month. Yeah. To go play Pandemic Legacy
and then we have
season
no
0.
Time.
Then time just dropped off the face of the earth for us. What is your favorite rock band? Secular is Metallica. Christian is Theocracy. ZZ Top is great music. Kind of a bluesy, roxy.
Yeah, they do have a very bluesy
Top,
sound.
I love. For me, ZZ Top is Texas music because they're from Texas.
Really?
And they have that feel that's home. You know,
cool.
That's
cool.
how it kind of feels with. But I've liked ZZ Top for a long time. But yeah, that was cool. All right. We're at 11 o'clock. We're 2 hours in. This is when we usually start calling it. So we'll do a few minutes of... we had some other things that we were going to open, but...
But life, like we said.
I'll just save and do unboxings.
Actually, let's do that for a few minutes.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. We're back.
You can prop him up the right way.
We're back.
Okay.
So this is a little Sasquatch that we bought from a local vendor at our...
farmer's market
at Pybus here in town. She 3D printed a whole bunch of different stuff, and this is what stuck out to me. She actually had multiples of these, but this one is the one that's because of his like super blue eyes.
You might have to use your camera.
Yeah, but he has super blue eyes. So this is our new Sasquatch.
Our new mascot. No, not
really. Well, I don't know. Maybe. But here's the thing. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do a... Am I a fan of Garth Brooks? No.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
She's seen him in concert and swears up and down that it's the best show that she's ever seen.
Okay. Bon Jovi.
I can see that. I've seen Bon Jovi.
And Garth Brooks gave 2 of the best concerts I've ever seen. Ever.
Have you ever seen Metallica in concert?
I saw Metallica in Anchorage. And Metallica was a great concert.
You were probably asleep.
No, I was not.
I cannot fathom Bon Jovi
Metallica was
better than Metallica.
No. It's not music. It was the audience feel. It was the theatrics they did. It was the performance they did. I swear, Garth Brooks.
Yeah, all I'm hearing is blah blah wah 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 wah.
Garth Brooks and Bon Jovi are my top 2 concerts.
So.
We bought this guy, and I thought, you know what? We're going to make him the mascot of the channel, so we need a name for him. So what I want you guys to do, if you're watching this live, or if you're watching it afterwards, whatever, it doesn't matter to me, I want you to send me an email to flipsideobg@gmail.com. It would be good if I was actually in the thing. Okay, so I want you to send me an email at flipsideobg. Okay, that's fine. Flipsideobg@gmail.com. I want you to text or email me what you think our mascot needs to be named. All right, this is Name Our Mascot. Name Our Mascot
contest. Now, what we'll do is we will.
He's so cute.
We will. Wow, you were shedding. We will take all of the entries. No, thank you. We'll take all the entries, and the one that we pick, I will send a box of stuff to you.
Mystery stuff.
Yeah, mystery stuff. It'll be a box of stuff. It will be stuff that I personally own. I'm not going to send you any review copies or anything like that because that's stuff that was sent to me by a company to make content for. So I'm not going to do that. But I'm going to send you a box of stuff. And it'll be board game / pop culture centric stuff. And I'll send it to you, and So, help us name our mascot. That's what this guy is. Help us name our mascot. Flipsideobg@gmail.com. The title needs to be Mascot Name Contest. Mascot Name Contest. And that'll help me keep things separated because I've got a Nova Roma giveaway going on right now as well. That's another thing. You can go watch our Nova Roma playthrough that we did yesterday. And we're also giving a copy away. I talked to Stan, and he's willing to do that for us.
That's awesome.
All of the details for that are in that video, so you can go check that out. But that's for a free copy of Nova Roma. This will be a box of stuff that is board game / pop culture related from me. The name that we pick for our new mascot, that's what we'll do. All right? So this is a really cool dude. He actually stands by himself. He kind of moves around. That's one of the things that I really liked about it. I liked
the motion and the blue eyes.
So you can actually get kind of exorcism, exorcist vibes, like floating above the sheets.
Can you show his little face on your phone? Because he has such a cute face. Well, I mean, he's not cute, but he has a cute face.
Oh, he's pretty cute. I don't know if my phone's still connected. It might not be. No, it's not connected anymore. So
never mind.
Yeah, none of that. But we'll put him up here, maybe. There we go. That's
a little better.
That's a little better. Here, we'll do angle 2 there.
Oh, I broke it.
Wow.
I didn't break him. He just won't stand.
Okay.
There
you go. So name our mascot. And that'll be do it. Dave. We're not going to name it Dave.
They have to submit it.
You have to submit it in email. But we may or may not be picking Dave. Brian. So that's that. All right. So that's it.
Okay.
Go ahead and put that back. And let me go back over here. Yeah, we are there. So, can we send more than one name? Sure.
Yes, you can submit as many as you want.
Submit as many names, but only send one email. Don't like go, Chris, send. John, send. Blah, 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 send. Don't do that. Put them all on one email.
That's fine.
But yeah, multiple names, as many names as you want. The one that we pick. So if you send multiple names, you have a better chance of winning. But we may do even something like, have like 2 runners up in finals.
Yeah, we could.
So that we can well that's what we'll do. Just have the thought, and I'm going to make an executive decision.
I love it.
We'll pick we'll have 2 runners up and then one name that we actually pick. So 3 people will be getting a box from us.
A box of stuff.
Yeah, a box of stuff.
It might be a very small box. It might be a big box.
Might be. You never know. You never know. Are you still friends with some of the Dice Tower crew? Yes.
All of them.
All of them. Do you ever talk with them? See them in? Yeah, we see them there. We go to Dice Tower West. Tim brings us in for Dice Tower West, and we see them all there at conventions. I talk to Roy. I talked to Tom.
Mm-hmm. You talk to Tom on the phone every once in a while.
I haven't talked to Z in a while, but
they reach out pretty frequently.
But we frequently talk.
Good friends.
We are friends. Dave, send. Okay, Brian. I don't know about your odds there, pal. But there you go. All right. We are done. Yeah, it's been taking everything. Stupid phone. Eavesdropping on our conversations. Anyway.
My phone just recorded everything we've been saying for the past 10 minutes.
Yeah, we'll delete that. All right. Well, we're going to get on out of here. We've got some stuff. We've got to return a rental car and get ready to go. But thank you for joining us here. We certainly appreciate it. We're going to get on out of here. Send me an email for naming our mascot. Let's put him up here on the actual table. So send us an email for naming him. Contest. Go watch yesterday's live stream of Nova Roma from Half a Kingdom Games. Stan Kordonski is the designer. And there's a giveaway for that game, so there's a chance for you to win that as well. So go check that out. We're going to get on out of here. Thanks for joining us. We certainly appreciate it. We'll see you guys and gals on the flip side.
Bye.
See you later.
I think he's cute.
He is.